It is March 27th, and my birthday, so that's cool. Okay, today we got Proverbs of Hell by William Blake. My line I chose: If the fool would persist in his folly, he would become wise. I like this one. I had a whole bunch of thoughts on this one. At first, I thought of mess around and find out, and then I thought another idiom: you'll never know unless you try. And in my folly, I learned that those aren't the same at all. Mess around and find out is more of a threat. At least that's how people use it now. Um, it leads to negative consequences. Whereas this one, you're gaining wisdom, as represented by the crown that I have there. But I'll get to that. And then you'll never know unless you try is kind of like taking a leap of faith, which isn't learning, which is what my quote would be. The quote's a proverb. Um, let's see what else. I remembered a story. I wrote it down. Harrison Bergeron by Kurt Vonnegut. Um, which I thought of that story because I think that encompasses like the whole meaning behind the whole writing, Proverbs of Hell. Um, Blake is trying to uh, show that we need to think for ourselves instead of just following the path laid out for us. Uh, Otherwise, we'll never know why the path was even that way or why we should even be on the path. Stuff like that, which is why I like this line. Um, let's see. I also thought of there's a fly. I also thought of Isaac Newton, and I think that one was neat. So I did a little looking up on him because he was well, not a fool. Um, I think it fits perfectly for my line. He was at Cambridge for about 4 years, and then let's see, the bubonic plague came, and much like COVID, everything shut down. I mean, it killed a whole bunch of people in Europe, so he moved back in with his parents, like many of us did during COVID, um, and that's whenever he had all his realizations. He did the prism with the light, figuring out that the white light turns into a whole spectrum. What else did he do? He did. Well, I mean, the big one is the apple. He was just hanging out in his garden. He saw something that happened, and then that's where his ideas came from. Now, he already had the background of knowledge, being a learned Cambridge man, but it wasn't until he was out of school and I want to say peaceful, relaxing, that he had time to think of these things. I want to say in his folly, um, just messing around. Uh, so I thought that was pretty neat. Isaac Newton is a nice representation, a nice symbol for the whole Proverbs of Hell, um, because the institution was telling what to do and how to think and stuff like that. But it wasn't until he was uh, by himself messing around that he learned and then explored further and pushed. Well, he invented calculus too. That was the other one. He invented calculus, did the laws of motion and gravity, and the prism deal. Uh, so that was pretty neat. For my picture, um, like I said, the crown represents a wisdom, or I guess the goal, and I don't know. I guess I could. I have already looked at it a couple different ways. At first, I wanted there to be three different guys, two wise men with the rope ladder and then the actual ladder, and then one guy who was supposed to be my fool, who started piling up rocks here and then not being able to make it. But then instead of piling up rocks, he started shaping the rocks into little squares or rectangles and started stacking them up to make a ladder to the top. um, but now I can see it as 4 attempts is how I see my own art, my own interpretation. One guy's trying 4 times. He realizes he's stacking rocks. Well, that doesn't go so good. Let me square them up and then stacking them. And he's like, well, that still doesn't reach. And then he makes it to the top. He gets to the wisdom, but then he's like, well, I can improve on this even. And then he made the ladder. So I thought, a whole bunch of different ways to look at it. Happy birthday to me.